Okay. We'll have a moment of silent meditation and pledge to the flag. Thank you. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call this meeting to order. Good morning. Commissioner Sikora and I are here. Commissioner Arnett is unable to attend. We will now have consent and approval from our county administrator. Good morning.
Good morning. You have 11 exonerations for $3,945.23. No minutes to approve this morning. Vouchers, General County Fund, $86,666.94. 911, $8,868.47. Chestnut Ridge Park, $312.50. Camp Muffley, $1,199.26. Mason-Dixon Park, $660.40. Mon County Center, $288.39. Transportation levy, $479,421.78. Fire levy, $486,651.10. Recreation levy, $298,028.88. Library levy, $117,675.44. EMS levy, $1,036,771.46. Opioid settlement funds, $24,906.12. Harmony Grove TIF District, $279, $2.55. Purchasing card, General County, $15,576.11. Magistrate Court, $18.20. 911, $221.77. Home Confinement, $151. Chestnut Ridge Park, $76.48. Camp Muffley, $152.96. Mason-Dixon Park, $84.98. Mon County Center, $190.73. Assessor's valuation, $1,962.50, for a voucher total of $2,838,888.02. You have no budget revisions. Position vacancies for boards and authorities are listed on the county's website, and fiduciary orders for October 22nd, 2025.
Move to approve the consent agenda items as presented.
Second. It's been moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we will go down to introduction of new employees. Youth Services Center again?
Yes, we actually have two on the agenda, but one we are going to hold. The
Okay.
one that you're approving this morning is Emily Livengood. It's a crisis worker, part-time to full-time. So she's moving from part-time to
Right.
full-time.
Okay. Move to approve the personnel as presented.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Good. Any other new employees?
No, sir.
Okay, we'll move to comments from the public. Would anyone like to come on down and speak? And I see someone wanting to speak. Please come on down. How are you doing today? Great.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Marty Schamberger, 812 Ridgeway Avenue, Morgantown, former mayor of Morgantown. So with saying that, I know it appeared to me last week's meeting got a little contentious. I can sympathize with that, having served on city council for 8 years. So I just wanted to share a little compassion. The reason I'm here today, though, is it just made me reflect on last week's meeting and wonder if you actually have a HR department. And if you do, I mean, HR, and this is from past years of experience serving at WVU, if you have HR, it can mean many things to many different people. It could just be a payroll, an insurance office. It could be employee relations. It could be compensation and classification or information systems. So I think those are things to consider if you're thinking of developing an HR department. I did notice in OpenGov that you did have a contract with a company called Align HR, which, and I like that open checkbook because you can go back and look. But that began in July 2022 and has continued until now. And there's, I believe, a handbook maybe came from that. I don't know what else they've done. So I'd be curious just to know about that. So those are just the two things I wanted to ask you today about an HR department and what you get from Align HR. I think you have a lot of wonderful, dedicated employees, several sitting in the room right now. And I know in other offices, too, they're dedicated to the county. So I just want to thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else who would like to speak? Seeing none, we'll close comments from the public. We will now have Ms. Colleen Kuhn for grants, the grant contract, Governor's Highway Safety Program, if I'm
Yes,
correct.
sir. So I have the grant contract for the Governor's Highway Safety Program. We were awarded $148,000. So,
Move to approve the contract as presented.
Second, all those in favor say aye. Aye.
thank you.
Thank you very much. With no other grants, we'll go to correspondence. Green Building Alliance letter of support.
Yep, this was a Appalachia Regional Commission application that they were submitting for, it's the GBA's Leveraging Investment for Facility Transformation Initiative. So that was provided to them on Friday.
Okay.
And it's noted in correspondence in accordance with our process for
Right.
quick turnaround letters of support.
Okay. Do you have any other correspondence?
I do not.
Sean?
No.
Okay, neither do I. We have no unfinished business. We'll go to new business. To consider for approval the option to renew the contract with WVU for processing and transportation services to the North Central Regional Jail for individuals arrested by the WVU Police Department for the period January 1, 2026 to December 31st, 2026. And it's U18MONCOCOMM.
This is an annual renewal that we do with them every year. They work on a calendar basis. We do everything else on a fiscal year basis, so.
And this is just an extension in accordance with the current terms and conditions. So I would move to approve the contract as presented.
I'll second, and I'll only say that, I'll support this, but as I stated before, I think it's something, we're going to look at this in the next 12 months to review all the contracts to see if there needs to be any increases or changes.
Yeah,
And-
I mean, it's been $35
Yes.
per trip for
Eons.
15 years maybe,
Right.
or however long we've been doing this, and so, yes.
Yeah, so we'll look at that, and I just want to have this so it's on the record that we are going to look at this down the road. Okay, it's been properly moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Consideration of appointment to the Monongalia County Deputy Sheriff's Civil Service Commission.
Yes, sir. Received a letter from Sergeant Ward, detective from the Sheriff's Association. He's the president. They've nominated Seth Fitzwater to fill the unexpired term of Dan Ozenbloski.
I move to approve the appointment of Seth Fitzwater to the Monongalia County Deputy Sheriff's Civil Service Commission.
Second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Consideration of an engagement letter with
See if you're
Steptoe.
going to say the name right.
Oh, yeah.
I know, that's why I didn't say it. Consideration of an engagement letter with Steptoe and Johnson, PLLC, to represent the county commission in the West Ridge bankruptcy.
Self-explanatory. I
Yeah.
move to approve the engagement letter as presented.
Second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Consideration to approve the West Virginia Land Trust and Mon Rivers Trails Conservancy request to use Camp Muffley Dining Hall and Pavilion 3 free of charge for the Blue Jean Ball event on May 30th, 2026. And this has been an ongoing
Yes. And
event that we have.
they have the ball to raise money for the MRTC. So
Yes.
I move to approve the request for use of Camp Muffley Dining Hall and Pavilion 3 free of charge for the event described on 5/30/2026.
Second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And we have a consider request from the Browns Hallett Community Association for funding in the amount of $5,000 from the Community Center expenditure account.
They had some roof repairs and front porch repairs, and this doesn't cover the full total cost of those repairs. This
Right.
is our contribution. So I approve the funding request in the amount of $5,000 as requested.
Second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Is there any other new business that we do not have on here?
Nope.
Nothing sure. Okay. We'll move quickly through this and reports from elected officials and department heads? Nothing? Okay, seeing no one? Okay, we will go with County Commissioner Sean.
Since our last meeting, after our meeting last week, we had staff reports. This week, yesterday, we had the JUMA committee meeting to discuss the continuing transition. We just passed day 90 of the transition to Eastern Sports Management, and we're continuing to meet regularly every 2 weeks to make sure that the transition stays on track and keep our consultants on task. Today's a regular meeting with 2 work sessions. Tomorrow I have Milan Park Foundation board meeting, and we have a rescheduled health department meeting. Our regular meeting would fall on Thanksgiving, so we're meeting next Thursday instead. And then the administrator and I have a onboarding call with Take Command, our new insurance consultant. Friday, we have staff reports, and then I have 2 different broadband tag-ups. And that's all I have in regards to my schedule. Ms. Schamberger, we certainly appreciate your service to our city, and I do appreciate you coming in and providing us your feedback. We're on the same page as far as an HR department. We've been struggling for years to finally get an independent HR department intact, and we've been moving slowly, more of like on a glacial pace, but we've been moving slowly. It would move a lot faster if we had any support of the other elected officials who, as of the date of our redoing our handbook, we gave them plenty of opportunity to review the handbook, so we'd have one consolidated county handbook. To this date, none of them have signed on to the handbook. Though ultimately, our policies prevail because we're the ones that get sued, but we're pushing. We also recently had an interview for an HR candidate. We used HR Align to consult with us, and we were getting biweekly, and recently it's changed to monthly meetings with them, which they helped us with all sorts of HR issues that were going on, especially in regards to the Sheriff's Department. They provided a lot of support in that area. So they have been providing support for things that have come up that require a higher level of expertise, but we all agree that that's not enough, that we want to have a fully functional, independent HR department. We have told them in the past year that we're ready to move to putting an actual individual in place who is solely dedicated to the county. We've interviewed. We've gone through a round of interviews. We're just having a little bit of hard luck trying to find the right candidate that has that right level of experience, in the public sector, but also in the commercial sector. So we're looking. We should have another round of interviews shortly. We've even gone as far as we've identified spacing in the building that would be independent and for our employees. And we're doing this for our employees. Our employees deserve to all be treated the same way, consistent across all county. And as you probably are aware, the elected officials, we have no control other than the budget over them. So we can't tell them how to run their office, but we would like them to join in and participate in providing consistent, repetitive support. so that everybody is treated the same. So thank you for coming in here and raising those concerns, because we have been pushing for a long time to move forward, and it would move a lot faster if we had the support of the other elected officials. But regardless, we have taken the stance that whether they're on board or not, we're moving forward. So that support would probably only be utilized by a limited amount of employees. But I think once we get the support on site, then the other offices, their employees should rise up and say, hey, we want that support too. And that would drag the other elected officials along. We would hope that they would be ahead of the curve, but that hasn't been the case. So thank you very much for your input. The insurance changes that we made last week, again, are done with the best of intentions to the employees. I'm staying engaged in the process through onboarding and making sure, through everybody picking their plans and making sure that it fits what the employees need. And if there are shortfalls in any regard, we'll certainly keep looking at those. But we have consistently, sorry about that, spam call. We have consistently, over the, at least in my 9 years, every year looked at insurance and have kept raising the bar. And we have other counties looking at us, especially with this ICRA proposal. I'm very confident that once the dust settles and a little bit of uncomfortableness of having to go through the sign-up period, I really think it's going to be a good thing for our employees. So thank you for your words.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll just continue the conversation, Ms. Chambers. First of all, I really appreciate you bringing it up because you've been on the other side. You know what it's like to sit up here and make some really difficult decisions, but when you look at all the information, you know that you're going to positively move forward. Yes, this is my third term, and we are so close now, finally, to get an HR department. In fact, it amazes me that we've been able to survive with all the changes, and I think that's been the big difference. The changes in the federal government in employment, hiring, firing, and that is why we thought our first step was to do this employee handbook, and we used the line to help us with that and consulting, as you said. Then we started to make the decision about a year or so ago to start looking, do we want a firm? Do we want an individual or what? But Sean said it best when he said an independent HR department, and that is what we are moving forward to, and I think all three of us are definitely in line with that. As he also said very eloquently, probably better than I would have, it is frustrating that the elected officials could be more supportive of this direction. The problem is, no matter what happens with an elected official, the 3 county commissioners are responsible legally to pay the bills, the lawsuits, or so on. So it would be really helpful if everyone was on the same page. And as we said, the changes have been so amazing, different from how it was years ago, that there's so many new laws and regulations. And it would be great to have a separate entity, HR. I agree with you 100%. We are very appreciative that you can see it coming from your position, and hopefully within a year, that we would be able to start really moving forward on a separate HR department. On your other point about, you used the word contentious, it really wasn't contentious at all, the meeting. Basically what happened, and you'll understand this, when you're speaking as the mayor and someone interrupts and keeps interrupting you while you're speaking out of tune, out of line, you have to make sure that everyone stays following the rules. And that's all that happened. There was some misinformation given out, and it hasn't been contentious at all, and haven't seen any problems. So I do understand, what you saw, but it's like every meeting, I keep thinking Milt Cohen isn't around. And no, but I mean, it was, the bottom line is, and Sean said, and I know Jeff would also reiterate, our number one priority has been all along for months working on these changes to what is in the best interest of the employees. And it isn't a political decision at all. I want it clear. It is probably the best decision, and I believe within the next 5 years, you're going to see most cities and counties and other areas moving towards this direction because of the overall ridiculous cost of medical insurance and health insurance. So I appreciate you coming forward. I was able Saturday to visit Mason-Dixon Park, and I want to congratulate Angela, who the upkeep and just sitting out there. We were fortunate to do a picnic, went to Sorrello's, is that? Sorrello's. And then just took the food and just sat at the park and then walked around. And it was the first time I was able to go on the West Virginia chair, which was really neat. And while I was there, in fact, other people were I was really surprised, from Ohio and another state said they were going around and each week going to a different state park to look for the chairs. I just didn't realize it was that popular.
The swing?
The swing,
Yeah.
the chair, sorry. The swing and chair swing, I'm sorry. There we go.
Thought maybe we were moving Big Jim's chair around the different parks.
Big Jim's chair. No, the swing. But it was neat that they were there. I apologize, so I'm sorry for that. Then I went with some board members up to Chestnut Ridge Park, and we reviewed, for those of you who don't know, in the wintertime, we had a horrible storm. There's so many trees uprooted, and one crushed one building, which we could not repair, and the other fell on Clare Lodge, like 5 different places. And they're almost finished with the completion, and look forward in a couple weeks to the month to opening it up. But I just want to thank Melanie, who's up there now and moving forward, and also working already on the snow tubing.
Meredith.
Meredith, didn't I say Meredith?
No, you said Melanie.
This has been a bad day, I'll tell you. Sorry, Meredith. Oh, Meredith, okay, so. with
Mayor, was
Meredith.
he this bad with names when he was on city council?
I was. Hey, yo, that's what they
Calls
call me. So
everybody
I
by their
apologize with names. So, again, I'll keep my mouth shut now. So, with that being said, do I have a motion to close and adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Second, we're adjourned.